Hey everybody, what is up? Fourth Seraph here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the new Justice League trailer and explain why it was kind of odd and doesn't really make a lot of sense for being a first trailer. But I also did a CSGO gameplay for the background of this video. A lot of you guys have been asking for that for a while. Not really amazing at CSGO, so I didn't think I could make a full video about it, and I don't play it a ton, just kind of here and there for a little bit, but I thought it would be great as a background for this instead of Call of Duty or something else. And as you guys know, I'm also going to be starting a new giveaway soon, once a video hits 100 likes and 10 shares, so make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up so we can start that new giveaway. I'll give you a little hint on what it is, and by a hint, I mean I will tell you what the giveaway is going to be. It is going to be some Tropical Rain G Fuel. I was able to get some. Super hyped about that. Really want to send that out to one of you guys, so make sure you leave a thumbs up and you click the share button down below. Now let's talk about this trailer a little bit. The first time I watched it, it was a little bit confusing. Now, I'm a huge comic book fan. I love movies. Before I went to go study in college, the things that I'm studying now, I was actually planning on making movies. That's what I wanted to do. And I love comic books, especially Batman. That is my favorite hero, and so I'm really excited for this Justice League movie. Now, if you guys remember, like a year ago, or I guess a little over that now, like a year and a half, when the first Batman v Superman trailer came out, regardless of what you think of that movie, I know it's pretty divisive. I don't think it's good, but I like it. I don't think as a film it is a quality piece of art, but it is fun, and Ben Affleck is super ripped as Batman, and that is cool. But the first trailer for Batman v Superman, regardless of what you think of the actual film, the first trailer was amazing. Now, I'm not just talking about the Comic-Con trailer where it was like one line of dialogue and basically just was like, hey, we're making this thing, but the first actual trailer, which I don't think came out at Comic-Con because of the time the movie was coming out, that trailer was honestly, I think, one of the best movie trailers ever made. It got me so hyped for the movie, and I know quite a few people who really weren't interested in this movie, people who don't like Zack Snyder, were not expecting this to do well, did not like Man of Steel, and they saw this trailer and thought this movie might be amazing, because it was really a great trailer, and I think that is something that DC has done really well. In fact, the Wonder Woman trailers, both of them are really good, and same with Suicide Squad. They're very odd. They really bring you in. They show you about the story. They do amazing. DC is pretty good at making trailers. They did have a little bit of problem with Batman v Superman and showing too much, but overall, like, they can make a good trailer. And usually for a first trailer in a movie, it's usually quicker little glimpses of different stuff and kind of little Easter eggs and things, and it doesn't really tell you a whole lot, especially with something like Justice League where you already kind of know, like, it's pretty common knowledge, a lot of the stuff that's happening. It's usually like some quick things, maybe a few like random sequences to get people guessing, talking about the trailer. And this one really didn't do that. It was pretty long, like drawn out scenes. It was almost more of like, hey, we're gonna like show you a little bit of footage and not really make a trailer. And I know they kind of did a disclaimer saying that it was footage, not a trailer, but then they released it online as a trailer, so I don't know. It is a little bit confusing what they were doing, but I think I have some insight into what kind of happened, because I posted this trailer on my personal Facebook, and I had a lot of people like commenting like, oh my god, I hope they don't make this into a movie. I hope this isn't really what it's going to be like. This doesn't look good. And I thought it looked good, but maybe that was just because I thought about it in the right way. Now, I think what this trailer was trying to do is essentially, in big, bold, bright letters, say this is not Batman v Superman. I think what they're trying to do is show that there's going to be like jokes in this movie. Someone's going to smile at some point, and it's not just going to be about Superman and Batman having a contest to see who can murder the most people, which is a really interesting move for them. It really does show that DC is kind of concerned about the perception of their cinematic universe following the disappointment that was Batman v Superman. I say that disappointment as a financial disappointment because they expected it to do as well as Civil War or some of the Avengers movies, and it didn't. I'm not sure exactly where the number is at right now, but it really didn't do amazingly well like you would think a movie like this would do. It did still take in a ton of money, but it was an extremely expensive movie to make, which means it has to bring in a ton more just to be deemed successful, and it's probably still kind of teetering on that line where it did okay, but this is really a movie that Warner Brothers is expecting to kind of like be their big thing. This is their big money maker, and it wasn't. If you guys have been following the movie scene at all, you know that there's been a lot of shakeups at DC because of that, and I believe that a lot of people that have their hand in this now are trying to change the perception of this universe. It's actually interesting because they didn't really show any action sequences, kind of just introduce people to characters, and you can see that they even mainly focus on Barry Allen. The reason that they mainly focus on Barry Allen, I think, is because he is the lightest and the happiest character. He has the most jokes, he's quippy, he's funny, he isn't super serious really ever, and even when they show Bruce Wayne's interactions with Aquaman, there's quite a few like jokes and kind of sarcastic lines and things like that in there, and not too much of what the seriousness of the movie will be. Now, I imagine it will be more serious and gritty and dark kind of than this trailer makes it out to be, but they kind of just put a lot of jokes. I would say probably the majority of like jokes and stuff that will be in the movie because they don't want to make it too drastic of a change from other movies in the cinematic universe. But like they were definitely trying to draw a line in the sand and saying what we did before we are not doing. Again, it'll actually be interesting. I am kind of surprised they didn't address it in this trailer, but I have a feeling it will be addressed in a trailer prior to the movie coming out or in some type of interview about how Batman will no longer be killing people. That's something that people were not happy about overall. Now, there were people that came out in support of it, and in terms of that movie, I'm okay with it, but problem is that I don't want a series of 10 more Batman movies or movies where Batman shows up where he is just murdering anyone and everyone that gets in his way. And so I imagine that there will be a scene in a trailer before the movie comes out addressing why Batman will no longer be killing anyone because of some reason where he was inspired by Superman's sacrifice or something like that, and so he doesn't kill people anymore. But it will actually be interesting to see because that seems like a change that they need to make and something that they need to do to show kind of that this isn't Zack Snyder's weird universe where nothing really makes any sense. It's actually interesting, Zack Snyder came out in an interview before Batman v Superman came out, and when it was leaked that Batman would be killing people, and he said, well, it's not really outright killing, it's kind of like he doesn't go out of his way to save people, but I don't know, someone pulls a grenade, and then you throw a batarang at that grenade so that the guy drops it and it blows him up, or if you take a gun and then shoot the flamethrower that a guy is holding, that kind of seems like not just going out of your way to save someone, that kind of seems like outright murder to me. But I thought I would just talk a little bit about this and why the trailer was so weird and why I think it was like that, why it was compiled as like longer scenes and focusing more on like the happy, quippy, funny lines in the movie instead of really just making this super epic trailer like people were probably expecting. But anyways, guys, I know this is different, so if you like me talking about movie stuff ever, or if this is something that interests you, make sure to leave a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below if this is something that you're interested in, if this is something you don't care about and you only want me to talk about games and stuff on this channel. But I really do love movies, and so I thought I would talk about it at least a little bit. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitch if you haven't done that already, and on all other social media platforms. But until next time, I will see you guys online.